my lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we're going to look at your person. It's going to be all about your person. So if you're kind of pissed off at them right now and you're not being interested, this will not be your reading, okay? There's going to be an extended, but for now, we're gonna have a look at what is going on with them, because I do know that quite a few of you have been telling me that you're in no communication with your person. So let's have a look and see what's happening, okay? All right, so I am going into beautiful Emma's deck. I'm going to put the information for her deck down below. But listen, this is a gorgeous deck. Also, Sister Emma really did a great job with this. Okay, so I'll put her information down below. It is the Divine Visions Tarot. Okay, and you're going to see they're incredible images, really. All right, so we're looking at the general energy surrounding your person at this time. That's the first question we're going to ask, and we have the Hermit, which we are not surprised at seeing, because this is the energy that we've been picking up. Okay, in all our food readings. The beetroot, the sorrel, they've all been saying the same thing. So today we're getting confirmation with the tarot. They're spending time alone, right? This is them in them man cave, woman cave, they cave, and really going deep to find who they really are, what do they believe? You know, are their beliefs their own? These are the kind of existential questions that they are asking right now as they're in deep contemplation. So if your person has withdrawn from you or closed off their heart or whatever you're perceiving, it's because they need that time to be in that cocoon. Okay, they're also going through their void, right? They need that time to go into their cocoon and really dive deep. And as harsh as it is to hear, they don't need the energy from you and the intensity of your connection bombarding them at this time, because that's just kind of like an additional burden. I know it's a harsh message to hear, but you know, sometimes when you just feel overwhelmed, okay, and you just need to take that space. It doesn't reflect on how much you care about someone or anything like that. It's just that you need that time for you to just figure out what is your energy and what's other people's own. That's what your person's going through. Okay, they're trying to figure themselves out, you know. So don't take their withdrawal too personally. All right. So let's have a look. General energy surrounding your person at this time. All right, we have the Five of Swords, which we are not surprised by, because that's the energy I'm getting. Bombarded by all different directions and by so many different things. So we have the Five of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. All right. So you're going to send a little love and a little blessing, because they're very much confused. They're very much in the mind, but this is them, you know, trying to do their best to step into that energy of self-love and self-care, because this is the only way there's going to be any kind of new beginning in your relationship. They have to love themselves also. So you've been on your healing journey, right? You have. Some of you for quite a number of years, but it looks like your person's really stepping onto that path, okay? Right. They've been blind to a lot of things that have been going on around them. And you know, this is what trauma does, especially childhood trauma. We end up getting a lot of blind spots, especially with regard to or interpersonal or non-romantic relationships. The kind of alarm bells that will go off for persons who may not have been as traumatized as you, just don't go off for persons who have been under a lot of stress, a lot of trauma, and even for those who have had complicated or continuous a kind of PTSD state. Okay, and I think that your person's one of these. That Five of Swords and the Two of Swords. Yeah, it adds up to the Seven of Swords. It really does, and they have been in a lot of self-denial. They had just too many blind spots. Their intuition is blocked out. And we also have the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups, yes, it's a card about boredom. It definitely is. It's a card about not seeing the new beginnings around you, not seeing the escape, the path forward. But it is also a card for me of depression, because when we look on the emotional spiral, boredom is the beginning of the downward spiral right down there, into suicidal ideation. And I'm sorry to say something so triggering, but that's the message that was coming through with that Four of Cups today. Because when we put the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Four of Cups together, we're talking about someone who's depressed. Okay? Now, the only thing that kind of elevates that energy is this Ace of Cups. And that's what makes it feel like the void. That's what makes it feel like dark night. And this is the emptying of all the things that no longer serve us, okay? That we no longer want, and allowing spirit to fill you up. Allowing spirit to fill you up. This is interesting because I have a meditation, and I'm hoping to finish it for the portal tomorrow, about rising out of the void. Okay, so I'm hoping to finish that, and I hope to bring that to you, because it's exactly what this is all about. And remember, this person is your mirror. So if it's happening to them, it's also happening to you. So this is you recognizing your blind spots too, and getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. So this is general energy. They're definitely up in the mind. Okay, they're in the mind. They're thinking about the past. They're thinking about themselves. Some of them, they might be battling a kind of mental health issue, and they may be seeking some sort of intervention, because this card is telling me intervention today. Some sort of intervention, some sort of counseling. Could be from a physical person in the 3D, but for a lot of them, it's an intervention from spirit, and spirit is saving them from a life of, I heard, mediocrity. When you just settle. Spirit is saving them from that. So that's the general energies surrounding your person at this time. It's a lot of introspection. It really is. And they're recognizing that this life that they have currently manifested is obsolete. It's no longer working. Let's get a message from your person's higher self at this time. I didn't mean to go there, but it's always good to get the higher perspective when we have such heavy energies coming through. So just give me a moment. Let me just retrieve these cards. I haven't used them in a long time. And this is my first deck that I created, actually. All right. Divine Counterparts in Separation. So I think it's definitely meant to be used today. So we have hope, right? Hope burns eternal. And this is also a message about your person, that they do have hope in their heart for this relationship, and that you guys will come back together. But they're also asking you to be also hopeful at this time. And it's interesting because I did 2 personal readings this morning, and the message of being hopeful was quite dominant. All right, so we have abundance. That's coming through. We have hope again. You're my shining star. With the star card there. We have eternal love. And there are 2 10s here. 4 and 6 reduced to 10. 7 and 3 reduced to 10. So there's a lot of endings. But there's a lot of beginnings, because your person is beginning to see what needs to go and what needs to stay. And we have the Empress. All right, so what are they thinking about right now? Well, they're thinking about their abundance, their financial stability, and how they're going to manifest some particular dream that they have. And it may have been a vision that they received in their dreams, or a vision that they received. And they want to bring this into fruition. They want to ground this. I think they're very much in their Empress energy. And the Empress is about bringing the things that we have envisioned, that we have been given in the 5D, and grounding it to the 3D. So your person's trying to ground a dream that they have here, okay? Now, they want you to know that they have not forgotten about you. In fact, they think about you all the time, right? A lot of these thoughts that they have are thoughts of you. And they want you to know that you've been a bright light in their life, their shining star. And you have inspired them to also stand in their power. We have card 17 reduced to 8. So you've inspired them to stand in their power and to really embrace and open up their heart to this eternal love, okay? They see you as the Empress, and they want you to know that you have been visiting them in their dreams too and giving them guidance and inspiration. That is a message that is coming through for me today, okay? So even though you're not talking in the 3D for most of you guys, know that there are lots of conversations going on in the 5D, and they are receiving your messages and you are receiving theirs. So a lot of telepathy that's going on right now, and Spirit wants you to not be bombarded by they're saying echoes of the past. All right, let's break that down. Echoes of the past. They're asking that you not let your trauma and your past experiences color or have resonance, because it echoes, have resonance with what is happening right now. Don't let your mind go into a tangent where it's thinking that your person's playing mind games with you, or they want you to chase them, or they have abandoned you, or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's not like that. Don't indulge in that kind of self-sabotage. Okay? Spirit saying right now you have to log into your heart space and log into your intuition and the things that you're getting, particularly in the dream state. Which is interesting. Because now remember I had that dream, guys, that I was being elevated. I was in the elevator going up and up, and I told you I was afraid of elevators and I was afraid of heights. So I was trying to transcend those fears, and that I kept trying to stay stuck on floor number 96. And 96, when it reduces to 15, which is codependency, which is the devil, which is being bound, which is being stuck, right? I kept trying to stay there because I was afraid of going up, because I'm afraid of heights, right? I'm afraid of my own ascension and elevation. Just this week, I'm reminded now of that dream where I'm in an elevator, and this time I'm going up to the 2,202 floor. Okay, so that reference to that portal tomorrow, right? 222 portal tomorrow. Okay, so that means that there's going to be a big shift that's happening here. We see it here in the cards already. We have a lot of tens that have already come down. We have this grounding energy. So that portal is going to be very interesting, and I feel like it's going to ground a lot of new energy for the collective. I'm also remembering as well in the dream that somebody tried to sabotage that ascension to that 2200 floor and tried to put me on floor 156. And 156 reduces to 12, which is the hangman, which is stasis, which is being stagnated. But that whole floor was flooded out, and they had no choice but to let me go up. So there are going to be people who are going to try to sabotage your ascension, okay, or maybe even try to sabotage your union. And for some of you, that person might even be you, right? With your thoughts. Spirit saying, don't let it happen. Log into your heart space, okay? Tune into your emotions. Tune into your intuition, okay? And you'll find the answer. Okay, anyway. All right, so let's see. What are they healing right now for themselves? What are they healing for themselves right now? I found this on the beach yesterday, so I said, let me bring it. What are they healing for themselves? And it's one of those river conch. So it's a different kind of conch shell. And again, conch shell is about that call to awaken. It's judgment. All right, we have poverty. So we're getting poverty consciousness and the different ways that it manifests, whether through hoarding things, hoarding people, or not giving in love, just taking. All right. Workaholism. Okay, that's one of the other ways that it manifests itself. Or you might be a spendthrift, or you might be a miser. But it's the relationship with the material world that your person's being called to heal right now. Let me pull 3 cards, because everybody's going to be slightly different. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we have hunger or lack. So it comes back again. Lack mentality. Okay, poverty consciousness. Right, so their motivations with regard to the material world. That's what they're being called to heal. What else? And remember, if it's happening for them, it's happening to you as well. So we also have this blank card. And I'm going to call this my leap of faith card, return to 0 point. Okay, so they're asking you guys to go back. Well, this is what your person's doing. But remember, if they're mirroring you, then you are also being asked to do the same thing. Go back to that 0 point. Go back to that childlike innocence where we didn't have all these different experiences that colored us and made us defensive and made us very cautious where the love and the heart is concerned. So they're asking you to listen to your intuition and take that leap of faith. Be that fool. And fools rush in. As scary as that seems. Fools rush in. What else are they being asked to heal? Okay, so we have differently abled. So your person might be differently abled, and maybe they've always felt on the outside of a particular group, or maybe even ostracized from their family members, or maybe even bullied. Because of that, they're learning to embrace their uniqueness, because that's what this differently able card always tells me. Embrace their uniqueness. And embrace the experiences that they've had from being unique and being different. So these are the things that they're being called to heal. Their self-love, their self-concept, and accepting their whole self. They're being asked to follow their intuition and be that fool. And they're also asked to heal, being asked to heal their relationship with the material world. Okay? Now, let's see what's happening in your person's family dynamic at this time. All right, we have under the deck fake smiles. So your person just keeping up appearances right now. Now this is the Family Feud deck by our soul sister Tiffany. I'll also put this information down below. 116 cards of pure tea. That's the best way I can describe it. Pure tea, okay? Pure tea. Okay? And we have Cain and Abel. So there's a sibling rivalry that's coming through here, okay? Tensions within families. And if your person doesn't have siblings, it's just tensions and hatred between family members, okay? Competition. Sabotage. We have mother wounds coming through, okay? So your person very much healing these at this time. Okay, your person may have come from a family where the mother was unable, or whoever modeled the feminine energy was not able to nurture. And it falls right there, the hunger card. And it reminds me of that book, Mother Hunger, where it talks about, healing the mother wounds and how these mother wounds form, and how these mother wounds they make us navigate the world. And we're always looking to be nurtured in a kind of codependent way by our partners, even maybe by our co-workers, maybe even by our bosses. We often have the same relationship with our bosses that we had with our mother, with our parents. So these are the things that your person is looking at right now. They're reevaluating the relationship that they have, or non-relationship they may have had with their mother, seeing their mother for the first time. They may have had a blind spot where their mother was concerned. But if you need to, in order to see yourself clearly and your wounding clearly, you have to see your ancestors clearly, and you have to see your caregivers clearly, because we can't help but take on the template and take on what we have been modeled. And when we get to that place of maturity, when we can change it, we're able to make those sort of changes. We're able to seek counsel, we're able to seek help. But until we see them clearly, we don't know that we have a problem. We're blind. We have a blind spot. So parental wounds coming up, because look, we have Papa was a rolling stone. So we have also the absentee father. So a father, he may have been in the home, but you know, there's some people who are present, but they have checked out. So they might have been the cause. So your person was not parented. And maybe they were even parentified, where they had to be the parent for these persons here. So they were never nurtured, and they were forced to grow up. Really soon, I may have been the parent for even siblings. We also have coming through, I've been asked to pull from underneath the deck, domestic abuse, domestic violence. Okay, and no, domestic violence, it comes in all sorts of forms, and we're always, you know, educated about the physical, and it's always easy to recognize physical abuse, but there's so many other insidious ways that people can abuse us, and the most insidious is emotional abuse. Is emotional abuse. Okay, and it looks like your person was privy to that emotional abuse. Maybe reproductive abuse, where the father may have kept the mother pregnant and kept them at home, maybe isolated from family members, maybe even financial abuse, where there was very little money coming into the home. Maybe the father might have been taking care of another family, or may have been gambling or drinking the money away, that kind of thing. So a lot of instability in your person's home, and they are recognizing all these wounds now. In fact, your person may be in a relationship where domestic abuse is one of the features or one of the hallmarks of that relationship. I think your person's also realizing that the partnerships that they have manifested, whether it's in love, whether it's platonic, all have been as a result of that lack of parenting. Your person wasn't nurtured. You know, where I live, they say they weren't brought up, they were dragged up. Okay, brought up in survival and not brought up in love, and your person's recognizing all of that now. They're seeing it manifested even in their own family that they may have made with another. They're seeing echoes. You see, that's why they said echoes. They're seeing echoes of the past in their present. Yeah, fake smiles. This is what they also learned as a child. Now, no matter what's happening in the family dynamic, you smile for the camera. You smile for the camera. Right? You turn your frown upside down. Right? You turn your frown upside down. Right? So no matter what was happening, you grin and bear it. So even their own emotions were invalidated. You were always expected to keep up appearances, and your person has recreated the same exact model in their current partnership, where they're not nurtured by their partner, where they may be absent or trying to escape from the situation, trying to escape from the emotions that are happening there. There might also be domestic violence, some sort of abuse happening, and everybody smiling and keeping up appearances. Smile for the camera. Smile for the camera. That's what's happening. Your person's just smiling for the camera. I always say, if you want to know if a person is happy on a picture, you just cover their mouth and you look at their eyes, and they will tell you the whole story. Smile for the camera. That's all they're doing. They're smiling for the camera. We're going to ask, what are they experiencing on their twin flame or soulmate journey right now? And as I pull it out, we have Dark Knight. I mean, and essentially that's what the void is. It is. And we also know that they're stalking you. All right. So let's see what's happening with them on their twin flame soulmate journey right now. What are they experiencing on their twin flame soulmate journey right now? Besides dark night and besides stalking your ass. I almost said snorting. So some of them, there's an addiction that they might be battling right now. Yeah, deception. Okay, deception. And it's that energy of self-denial. It's that energy of self-deception. They may have even, come into the full ownership of how they may have deceived you, and in turn deceive themselves on this journey. What are they experiencing right now on their twin flame or soulmate? Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. We have alignment. So they're coming into alignment with you, coming into alignment with unit energies. And it's because they are getting a lot of downloads in the crown about you and this connection. What else are they experiencing? We have blessings. So they're seeing you as a blessing. They're seeing this journey as a blessing. And out of this journey, it looks like they're becoming a lot more stable within themselves and even the things that they're manifesting outwardly, because they're seeing everything clearly. They're seeing everything clearly. We have mirroring. So we get that message. So whatever I have said about them, okay, whatever I've said about them, it also pertains to you, because you guys are mirroring each other at this time. If they're in hermit mode, you're doing the same thing. And if you are reading into it or thinking that this person might be playing you, or, trying to one-up you, trying to get you to chase or whatever, they are also thinking the same thing about you. And then we have prayer and meditation. So they're spending a lot of time convening with the divine because they're asking for guidance. They don't know how to navigate all of this that's happening here. Okay? It looks like their awakening has been sudden. It's been rude. It's been very profound. Okay? And this heart awakening, especially that's happening, it scared them. And that's half of the reason why they may have withdrawn as well. They're scared. They're scared. Where is this going? How can they manifest this? How can they ground this? But it's all happening for them to come into alignment with you and for you to come into alignment with them. Let's have a look at blessings. Spirit, tell us about these blessings. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Six of Cups. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Now, before your person embarked on this journey, they were very unstable, okay? Financially, emotionally. And they just weren't able to show up as dependable in this connection, nor in any other connection, quite frankly, nor in any other connection. The King of Pentacles in reverse also has a very warped relationship with the material world, right? It is a quintessential hoarder. It's just avarice. They just want everything. They just want everything, and they want everyone. Okay, they want everything. Everyone and everything is a possession, and they wanted everything. This is an energy that they're transmuting now, and they're learning how to love themselves, because they were only like this because they heavily identified their self-worth with their achievements in the material world, and the amount of resources and people that they could hoard. They needed that external validation because they didn't have this internal self-love. So what are the blessings that they're getting on this journey? Well, one, they're learning to love themselves. With this Nine of Pentacles energy, they're learning to be independent, and they're learning how to enjoy being alone. They've also been granted access to this great love, this Six of Cups, this soulmate energy, and this reconciliation that you guys are about to go through. So instead of looking at all the things that are going wrong in their life, I do think this person is stepping into a place of gratitude and recognizing that this journey and you have been the best things that have ever happened to them. And maybe you will hear them come forward and say that. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this into an extended, and then we're going to drill down to a more personal level where we start to look at their thoughts and feelings about you at this time. Okay, so we're going to look at their heart space, look at their head space with regard to you. We're going to look at what have they realized about this connection, although we've seen some of it right here. We're going to get some 3D messages from them, and we're going to look at their potential actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading, okay? If you're not able to join me in extended, let me pull an advice card for you so I don't leave you hanging in there. What's Spirit's advice for you at this time? What does Spirit want you to know? What is the advice for you with regard to this relationship? Spirit is saying a change in the wind, okay? All right, so change is coming, okay? Change is coming, and it is for the better, because you're going to see a lot of alignment between both of you guys. Both of you guys are going to come out of this more mature, with a different perspective on the other, not viewing the other as the enemy, but viewing the other as their support and partner on this journey. I'm also getting that both of you are also going to step into a more authentic version of yourself as a result of this change, but it looks like there's going to be some sort of wheel of fortune change that's happening in the very near future. Yeah, this is going to ground 12 reduced to 3, which is again going back to the Empress, and that's about things grounding and something being created, a third entity being created. So for some of you, there's definitely going to be children going to be born out of this partnership. But when two people come together, there's a third entity called the relationship, and it looks like there's an alignment happening for that third entity, that relationship to be born. Okay? Well, so that was your message. I hope that it was helpful. I'm grateful for everything that you do for this channel. Your likes, your shares, your donation, your subscribes, your paying for extended readings, they all help our channel expand and grow. And I'm grateful to you. Take care. Bye.